Thanks, Kelly. For many, the fraternal organization known as the Freemasons is shrouded in mystery.
But today, local Masons want to shed new light on their organization by opening up their massive temple in Allentown for free public tours. Here's a peek. At more than 100 feet high, the 65,000 square foot Allentown Masonic Temple is a conspicuous creation with a mysterious past. So Bob, what is this room?
This is the asylum. This is where everybody's heard of the Knights Templar, you know, in the movies and everything. This is where they would meet.
And still do. From the Renaissance to Egyptian, Gothic and theological, 6 themed lodges sit inside the temple, home to the fraternal group known as the Masons or Freemasons. Is this a secret society?
It is not a secret society as the TV predicts or portrays it to be.
Building Superintendent Bob Kane,
watch your step,
is opening the doors to the 100-year-old building.
Most lodges are all about fraternalism and sharing time with each other. We do a lot of fundraising.
And from the mundane to the magnificent and the nearly microscopic real-life squirrel floor imprints. The temple was built for 6,000 area Masons in 1923.
Originally, Masons met in taverns. They would have their meetings in taverns, and then they would have their fellowship right there. Then they started building these big things and moved everybody here.
And in the 1940s, Wfmz built 2 radio studios in the basement. And this library was donated by General Harry Trexler to preserve Masonic lore.
It's the 2nd largest Masonic library in Pennsylvania.
And with national alums like Benjamin Franklin, President Eisenhower, even Wild Bill Cody, Kane is hoping Saturday's public open house sheds new light on the local organization, now down to 392 members.
A big part of Masonry is education, particularly history. It's very important to Masons.
A tour where uncovering the past can lead to a clearer future. The all-knowing eye. That's right. And that tour is part of today's Art in the Park in Allentown. It's taking place from 10 to 5 at West Park. And we're going to preview that right now. Thank you guys for being here.
Alan Youngkin and Liz Bradbury, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
We saw a tour. Sometimes you don't think about that as art, but it is a form of art and history that we've been able to preserve. So when you say art in the park, you're not just talking about a painting or a sketch. You have a breadth of things that you'll be able to see.
We have a wide variety of art. It's all original art. The artists are there, each of their booths. We range from paintings to sculptures to woodworking, fine crafts, just a wide range of types of art, something for everybody.
And Liz, you're here representing artists. We have some of your art here. What kind of art do you do? This looks almost like a painting, but then if you look deeper, there's layers to it.
Well, it's definitely a watercolor painting, and I'm very excited to be able to be part of this Art in the Park incredible show. There's going to be over 120, I think, artists there with magnificent work, really terrific things. I do watercolor paintings with elements of collage, and I'm a proponent of the biographical expressionist movement. So these are biography paintings that have information about famous people that I hope people learn about, and there's watercolor and collage, and then a portrait of the person, and then written information about them as well.
And you'll be at the park today.
I will be there.
People like this, and they're like, I want the one that was on television.
Yes, yes, I'll be there, and I'll say, great.
And when you said biographical, when we first put this up and I peeked around to see what it was, I'm just going to take the glare off it there, I said, oh, Sally Ride.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Your work seems to evoke a reaction.
Yeah.
Do you find that people, when they walk by, if they see someone they recognize, do they often tell you a story about something?
Yes, and so I do have some other pieces here. One of them is of Keith Haring, one of our favorite sons here in the Lehigh Valley.
Sure.
Brilliant, one of the most important artists in the history of art, certainly of the United States. And also there's some other activists, and I work for the activist community, the LGBT activist community. Of course, Sally Ride was part of the LGBT community, so a lot of my work is of those folks or other progressive activists as well.
And Alan, when you and I talked in April with you and Michael putting on the Allentown Film Festival, which was a huge success, which was a great event. You guys are doing that again. You said, hey, we have this great event in September. Hopefully we can do something with it. So that's here. Are you happy with the amount of artists you have? I mean, with the amount of interest with this, and you're gonna have a spectacular day for it.
We're thrilled with it. This is a record number of artists. We have 126 artists exhibiting. We had 180 apply, and it is vetted, and it has to meet criteria of original art. And then
is it all local, or what's the overall kind of
It's
scope
not a
of this?
requirement to be local, but most are. We have somebody that came from Colorado.
Wow.
And so it's mostly local artists, but from a wide range of local. And so, yeah, we had more artists than we could fit into the park.
And this is put on by the West Park Civic Association. It's a volunteer group, and you guys just really want to make sure the park, it's the oldest park in Allentown, and that neighborhood is just kind of kept up. If somebody has never been to West Park before, just the beauty of that park, what can they expect?
It's a gorgeous park. And first off, it's 100 years old. It was laid out with a beautiful design. It's got the classic band shell, beautiful fountain in the center, mature trees that are 100 years old. And then the city of Allentown does an incredible job maintaining it. We get feedback from the artists. They'll say, this is my favorite event because it's just such a beautiful setting with the big trees, and it's just a fun event. We also have performing arts going on in the band shell the whole day. 10 different groups with singing and dancing and music, and the Allentown Band will be there.
Yeah, I know we had some video of some of the dancers. And you mentioned that fountain. The fountain's right there front and center on the program. And contained in this is really sponsors and things for you to be able to put on. In the park.
Everybody that comes today will get one of these booklets, and it has a directory of each and every artist and community groups and their spot number and a map of the park, and then our sponsors have some ads in there too.
Yeah, because with 126 artists, it might be hard to find someone. Where are you among the way?
Terrific food booths, too.
Yes.
So it's a day to hang out at the park and be there.
Are you inspired, Liz, when you go to an event like this and meet the other artists? You then find yourself coming home and wanting to create even more?
Oh, absolutely. And it's so motivating to have such a terrific show like that. It's such an accessible show. Alan and Michael have done a terrific job promoting it. I know everybody is excited about it. And we were there, I've already begun to set up the booth earlier this morning, so and everybody's all bustling around doing that right now. It's going to be a great event. It's going to be a fun event. Beautiful weather, wonderful shade, and places to sit down and have something to eat after you've spent a lot of money on all of the fabulous art, I hope. Supporting artists.
Get up on your wall.
Yes.
So from 10 to 5 today, the West Park, it's at 16th and Linden. Again, it's the oldest park. It's a free event, so people can just walk right up, spend that money on the art. So Alan, Liz, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
We'll be back.